Let's look at the muscles of facial expression, starting with the epicranius frontalis and epicranius occipitalis. You'll see in many resources those are combined, as they are on this image here. So they are one complete structure on this video that goes from the occipitalis all the way to basically the eyebrow or skin of the eyebrows. So this will be used to draw the scalp posterior and anteriorly, depending on which specific muscle was doing it. We can then see the corrugator supercilii, which are responsible for making the furrowed brow and angry eyebrows. The insertion being on the eyebrow. Then we have the orbicularis oculi, the muscles of the eye. In this example, they are closed, but they could be open as well. So these are circular muscles that when they contract, they close the eye. And all I'm doing is adding on the buccinator now that I forgot to add on initially. So these circular muscles, when they contract, that will close the eye or the mouth when we get there. We can see the buccinator. It is a deep muscle in the cheek, and the area where it is connected to the maxilla and the mandible are visible to us, that being the origin of the buccinator. Returning to the front, we can look at the orbicularis oris. So this is the circular muscle around the mouth that when contracting would close the mouth. So very easily noticeable circular muscles. We also have the platysma, which is the large muscle on the neck that goes from the mandible to the clavicle and the sternum. So the mandible is the moving part, so this would actually be some of that skin on your neck region. When you tighten to that would be the platysma. Rotating, we can see the zygomaticus. So this is the muscle that would make us smile. You can see the origin on the zygomatic arch and the insertion on the corner of the mouth or the muscles of the mouth to make us smile. The opposite of that would be the depressor anguli oris, which is the muscle that makes us frown. You can see its origin on the mandible, and again the insertion on the mouth. Adding the facial expression muscle knowledge to our full image can allow us to find the structures as it would be seen on a muscle model or something where all those muscles are not isolated. So when identifying the epicranius, remember it's on the cranium. The model here, it is in one piece. Our book divides it into two pieces, so just keep that in mind while you are studying, that our SLM has it into the two separate muscles. Remember, the corrugator supercilii was for making the angry eyebrow face. So that should help you lead to where it is, and at least where the insertion would have to be the eyebrows. The orbicularis oculi is the muscle around the eye, is a circular muscle, and when it contracts, it closes the eye. So that would mean the insertion is on the skin of the eye or the eyelid. And then we can move to the mouth muscles, where we had the buccinator was a deep muscle on the cheek that went from the maxilla and the mandible to the mouth. And then we had the zygomaticus and the depressor anguli oris, were our smile and frown, respectively. So if that insertion is making a smile or frown, that's the moving part that would have to be on the mouth or the muscles of the mouth. And the depressor anguli oris would be going to the mandible, and zygomaticus, hopefully that should indicate to you that it's connected to the zygomatic bone. The orbicularis oris is the circular muscle around the mouth, and the platysma was that one on the neck that we said tightened the skin kind of the lower jaw and that neck area. So if these were to be marked, did you identify which is which? You can pause the video here for a second because I'm going to put up the answers in about another 2 or 3 seconds to give you an opportunity to think. So if you don't want to see the answers, pause the video now. But those would be our answers in sort of some places we could see them, but on either image we can maybe see parts of each muscle. So hopefully you're feeling better about locating the muscles of facial expression. If you're not, go back, look through the video, or go back into your atlas, or reach out to your instructor.